Hello, brothers and sisters. This is my testimony part two. If you've not already watched the first one, I suggest so because obviously this won't make sense. So, in saying that, I'm going to dive straight into it because my last testimony was quite long. The first one, I was going on about how I was struggling a lot of sin and I really started to want to change my life and basically cleanse myself. And I was struggling to do that. I was still getting a lot of demonic attacks. I was started going to the gym and I was trying to, live cleanly, and I realised and I come to the conclusion that I couldn't. So I, sort of stepped away from religion and I just sort of like had a mentality to have a fresh start. And when I did this, I was just like, okay, I'm going to start reading books. So I tried to edify myself academically in the sense of psychology, philosophy, and other such things of how the mind works. So on that journey that I embarked on, I said to myself, you know what, I should probably read the Bible. It's the most famous book. It sold many of copies throughout history for a reason. And I thought I was just, although I stepped away from religion and that sort of environment, I sort of said to myself, from a philosophical perspective, I should, I should really. And so I did so, and I started to realise, I put a lot of two and two together, and then I started to start praying and rebuking more, and I started to realise what rebuking meant, and I started doing that, and I started to realise that my spiritual attacks got worse, and then I actually started to stop it completely. I almost got like pushed out of it, got double mindedness, got sort of like weary about it. I was, it didn't. I felt like I was shook. I felt like I got very shook from it. It wasn't a good. It wasn't pleasant experiences that I had, so I stopped for a while and I tried to just ignore it, and the problem didn't go away until I started praying and rebuking, and there was times where couldn't even physically say, I couldn't rebuke in Jesus' name because it's like I'd been clenched physically, and I was trying to pray and rebuke, like I say, and it was like when I try and say I bind and rebuke in Jesus' name, it would be like I couldn't physically say His name, like I say. So that sort of egged me on, scared me a bit, but it egged me on to carry on doing it even more and to carry on praying and rebuking. And I realised that I couldn't. I was just failing basically, and I couldn't do it on my own. I was praying to God to help me, and He wouldn't. And I see why, because I wasn't ready for it, and I was just doing all these things. I was still living in sin as well, and although I was trying to pray and rebuke, I still wasn't trying enough to stop what I was doing. I was still, being lustful. I was still smoking cannabis. I was still drinking. I was still doing. They're the only drugs that I was doing. I hadn't done any other drugs for a long while, but to say the least, I was still smoking. Like 2 grams of cannabis a day, um, and every day more or less. And I was trying to have like a week off, week on, and I was spending loads of money. The relationships of my family was being affected as well. I was essentially just being a bum, really. Like wasn't working. I quit my job. Um, a lot of it didn't help as well because my father died as well. That wasn't something that helped the situation, to say the least. It sort of put me in a deeper hole. But I carried on pushing through it. I carried on going through it. And then like a couple months after that happened, of me being in a hole, so to speak, I came to the realization that I was gonna do this, and I was reading the Bible more and more, and I was just at times I was getting bored of it, and I couldn't really find. I still felt that emptiness, but I still felt like I was being on the right path. There's certain things in my life that I couldn't deny anymore. Obviously, with aspects of prophecy and the Bible and stuff was happening, and the Illuminati, it just all made sense, and I couldn't deny the truth anymore. So I carried on pushing through it with my own aggression and my own like my own selfish pride, really, that I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna smash it out, I'm gonna be clean spiritually. And I sort of had a sense of pride that I was gonna do it myself. And then when I really sort of took a step back and was like, God, I need you to do this for myself. I need you to do this. I can't do it by myself. Sorry. And there was a day when I was in my room and I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and I just felt like a voice in my head. And it sort of, I'm not going to say what it said, but I went into the bathroom, had a cold shower, and I basically just broke down, and I was just like, God, I want you to take it all away. I was like, I'm sick and tired of living the life that I've lived. I was just like, I've done it my way, I've tried it my way, I want to live for you now. And I was crying hysterically in a way that I've never cried before, man, like proper deep and personal emotional depths of crying, you know. It was something else, like, but and I just felt like a massive sense of peace come over me, like peace in my heart and my chest. I just snapped out of it, stopped crying straight away. That day I felt a lot better and felt, you know, really calm and at peace. And the next day I just started fasting masses of amount. I lost loads of weight, just through fasting all the time, and I lost 2 stone. Before I mentioned in my last video that I was hitting the gym and I was quite jacked and quite muscly and all the rest of it. And I had this like negative mindset of just like, you know, sort of boxing sort of like thing, and it was just like stripping down my ego. I felt like he was doing, and you know, like making me healthier spiritually. I was going on runs. I was like losing. I lost a lot of weight, and but in a positive way. It wasn't like negative. It was just like I was being healthy. I was being a lot cleaner with my diet. I was you know, not just generally eating healthy, you know, and I'd always done that previously, but I wasn't eating so much like, yeah, got to stick to my 5 meals a day, mass gains and all that, pack on as much muscle as I can, basically be a meathead. I stepped away from that environment, so to speak, and I'd started embarking on my more cleaner journey. And I tried to do that before, I didn't know how to do it. Now I'm being edified spiritually in a way that I can do it, and it's honestly like I'm becoming myself. I'm doing things I've always wanted to aspire to do. I've been playing guitar more. I've been doing things that I didn't even think that I would be inspired to do, like gardening. I've got loads of plants and that now. I'll even show you some of them, like some things that I really like doing, you know. And yeah, like I mentioned, I love my gardening. I've got my thyme here for my chicken. And I've got some basil here. This is either basil or mint, or that's the mint. I'm not sure, either. And if you look here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a minute little babby there sprouting up. And I've got some more here. And I've got some jalapenos in here. Got that there. We'll give him a little help there. Just slowly knock that back. And yeah, chilies, jalapenos. We've got my tomatoes here. We've got some strawberries here that don't look that healthy, but they're coming along. And yeah, man, we've got some more mum plants here. These are my mum's. I've been helping her with that. But yeah, man, got my sunflowers over here. They're spruing up nicely. And let's go look at the potatoes. Yeah, and I just started to realise basically how spiritual and pure God really is, and how I've always started to want to go down that journey anyway, but I couldn't really do it. I was being stopped, I was being trapped, I was being, you know, deceived by, you know, society's conditioning and Satan's traps basically, and that's what I was, you know, and I was a product of my environment, and that was just, I didn't know how to step out of that, and I justified and condoned these things in my head, thinking, oh, this is all right, everyone else is doing it, and it's really not just because someone else is doing it. You can't compare yourself to anyone. You know, I sort of come to see now, like I'm my own man, like I'm my own young man, and I need to take need to take a step up in responsibility for my own accord and my own actions, and I'm learning to do that now. I'm not blaming a finger at anyone. I'm turning the cheek, so to speak, like I'm taking grief from people tripping. I'm not calling them to trip up and have tripping blocks, of what it mentions in the Bible. And yeah, and I'm doing that within myself as well, to, you know, basically not give a retaliation for them to have retaliation back from me, to just, for us in a way, just clash even with like family members, arguments with people that I don't really know, even just like online with people, like trolling or what. I'm just being like none of that. I'm just always being like positive with people and inspiring to have a better, you know, a peaceful atmosphere, and, you know, a better aroma within my own life and on other people's lives as well. And even if that causes me to shut up and bite my tongue and let them take the higher ground, even if they think they're taking the higher ground in any sort of way, you know. And I've just sort of like learning to just sort of pipe down a bit and not assert myself and take that authority away from myself that I think that I'm egotistical enough to even have in itself. So in a way you could say, well, it is, you know, taking my pride away slowly, and I'm being humbled, you know, I really am, and I'm learning what it means to be to be a child of God, you know, and to just love my brothers and sisters no matter what, you know, and just to just love, man. Like that's what I'm doing, and I'm slowly edifying myself. I'm learning. I'm reading the Word. I'm doing what I can do, you know. Fasting as well was a massive thing to help you edify yourself. It really does humble you. So if you're listening to this and you're a Christian and you haven't been fasting really, like you really should. It goes hand in hand. Matthew's 5:35. I think it's 5:35. Yeah, I'll correct that if I'm wrong. But talks about praying, how you should pray, and and it talks about fasting. They go hand in hand together, man. You should really combine them together, and you should really be doing that if you're not already. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to put a positive light on how I'm overcoming Satan really in this video, and how I'm, you know, like I said, edifying myself. I'm getting clearer mind of thinking. I'm becoming myself. I'm feeling that hole and void that I've always had in myself, and I've been feeling it in ways that I didn't even know I could feel it. And yeah, man, spiritual food. I'm edifying myself, like I keep saying, and because I am, man, I feel better. Some days I have bad days, like today I woke up, didn't feel amazing, you know. But you know, I prayed, I read the Word. I feel better about myself, you know, and I'm just learning to control my own emotion more, and to put my emotions and my minds, and just to combine them together, you know, and just to be able to express myself according to how I actually want to have to express myself, and you know, be more control of my emotions. And not every day, it's not easy. You know, I still, like yesterday, I must admit, I threw a little tantrum. I got cross. I got cross with something, and I reacted. But afterwards, I took a step back and I reflected on it. I prayed and I repented for it, and I'm just learning what it means to be spiritually clean, man. And that's basically what this is. Second testimony is about. That I'm being clean spiritually, and I'm going towards the light, and I'm learning what it means, man. And I praise Jesus for that, because he's really opened the door for me. Like ask, seek, knock, and that really. Sometimes you take time to get a response, and it's because you're not ready for it, so to speak. And yeah, and I just reading my parables, which I mentioned in my last video. I love them because they're riddles. I love riddles. I love mind sort of just challenging my mind and just working them out. I love the aspect of how you come to the conclusion of it through your heart. It's a spiritual thing. It's like spirit, mind, body, and that's how you sort of figure it out. And when I mean by spirit, mind, body, you work it out with your spirit. It comes to your mind, and you can say it out through your body. So that's pretty much my testimony number 2. Pretty much finished up, and I just want to say, like, thank you for listening, brothers and sisters. And I'm open. Everyone wants to message me on Instagram. My name's Hayden_Bailey. Just sort of like, if anyone wants to talk to anyone, like talk to me, or they want somebody to talk to, or they've watched my testimonies and they want to just have a chat or just to discuss back and forth, man, I'm here for you, and I appreciate people being here for me. Like, drop a message in the comment section, and just show some love, man. Like, and this is also going to be a music channel as well, so like, comment and subscribe and all that. But yeah, man, I thank you for listening, and like, welcome to my page, really. And this is what I'm about, and I'm sort of, you know, embark this on my foundation of Jesus, because that is my solid foundation now, and I'm going to construct something, and I'm going to construct it for other people to see as well. And this is going to be my holy temple, so to speak. So on that note, God bless. Thank you for listening, and yeah, peace.